Another cool little feature of HTML is the ability to create lists. This is something that shows up on pretty much every single website, incorporating a list, whether it's a list of categories for your blog, or it's a list, like a to-do list, literally, or a list of accomplishments, or say on my website, I have outlandish life goals. I have a list of goals that I would like to conquer. And yeah, lists are very common. And in HTML, you can easily create lists. There are 3 types of lists, and I will go through those as we create them. So first thing I want you to do is, again, create a new file and go ahead and call that lists.html. Go ahead and copy the basic structure from another file so you don't have to do all that work again of creating the skeleton. Change the title to lists. And let's remove this this body text here and add some space so we can start with a list called the unordered list. You start an unordered list by opening a UL tag for unordered list. Make some space here, and within the UL, I'm going to tab in. I need to create another tag called the LI tag, which stands for list item. So you have the UL tag and then the LI tag within the UL tag. And you can create multiple list items by having multiple LI tags within the UL tag. So here we can add something like, let's add a list of vegetables. So we can have carrots, potatoes, however you want to spell it, and kale. So over here in our browser, you could see there is an unordered list. Unordered means there is no specific order. There is no numeric order to this list. It's just simply bullet points. And you can add as many list items as you want. This is called the unordered list. Now, if you want to quickly add something here, it's called an HTML comment, and it doesn't show up in the browser. It simply shows up in your HTML for your reference. And this is how you write an HTML comment. And I'm going to say unordered list. It's important that you know how to do comments because it helps you organize your code. And so you can see it doesn't show up here in the browser at all. It's simply something that you see in your HTML and is totally hidden from the public. So this lets you just organize your code a little bit better. Next up, we have the ordered list, and that is a numeric list. So let's add an HTML comment and say ordered list. Here we go. And the ordered list opens with an OL tag for ordered list, and you guessed it, list items within that as well. I'm going to add 3. And in here, I'm going to say fruits, apples, oranges, and bananas. So over here in the browser, you can see we have an ordered list, 1, 2, and 3. The last list we have is called a description list, and it's a little bit more obscure or confusing of a concept because there's a little bit more involved, and they're not as common, but they do have a lot of semantic meaning, and it can be great to use them sometimes. Now, you'd use the description list in the case where you wanted to have a list of something with titles and then descriptions of those titles within a list sort of format. And so you open up the description list with a DL tag for description list. And instead of list items, you have first the DT tag, which stands for description title. And you could have, let's say, kale as the description title, and description, or DD for, I guess, description. It's a little bit confusing of a tag, but this is the way you do it. And then you'd have a description of that specific item. So I'm going to say a leafy green vegetable. Save that. I'm going to make sure that it checks out over here in the browser. Here we go, kale, a leafy green vegetable. So you can kind of see HTML by default kind of formats it a little bit so you can get the idea of how it works. Obviously in CSS, you can modify this however you please. So let's make another description list item here. So we'll start with the DT, and we could say carrots, and then a description, and we could put a long orange stick. And then let's have another description title here, and we'll put potatoes. Description, a round brown thing. There we go. Perfect. And there are our lists. So we have the unordered list, the ordered list, and the description list. And here they are in HTML. And up next, we got some more HTML. So I'll see you there.